Alright guys, this is my newest purchase, the Wave Evo Ferus by Mizuno. I normally wear a size 7 with Nike shoes, and with Mizuno looks like it's the same size, so these shoes fit perfectly. The last barefoot running shoe that I purchased was from Merrell. I purchased them, I believe, last spring, 2016, and they were supposed to be mesh. They were the Merrell pace gloves. The difference between these and those, however, is Merrell's shoelaces, this part right here wasn't flat. It was some kind of rolled up material, like a plastic, and it went right across my toe line, so whenever my toes would flex as I ran, it would press into my toes. It was a really hard crease, so it was noticeable as I would run, and it got really uncomfortable the more I continued, so I couldn't keep them. I just gave them away. Luckily I hadn't worn them and gotten them dirty, so they were fine for return. These fit my foot perfectly. So far I just pulled them out of the box. My toes don't like come across this way or anything. They don't stick into the front of the toe. They are a very lightweight mesh material on the top. The bottom feels like a combination of EVO foam with rubber lugs. And from what I understand, this is a plate right here to protect your foot when you run over rocks and roots. Since this is a trail running shoe, you definitely need that protection. This gives you pretty good support from what I could feel. It doesn't press into my foot, which I really hate for shoes to do. So far so good. The laces are nice and long. I believe I've had a couple shoes in the past where the laces were too short and I ended up with just like stubs once I had to tie the shoelaces up. This overlay is really nice and lightweight. The shoe has a good flex. I walked around a little bit on the carpet. Didn't feel so bad. A friend of mine bought the Merrell Vapor Glove, and she said that even though the bottom was textured, it was as thin as the mesh. She wore them with me to Tough Mudder 2016, and she said she felt everything. I felt really bad for her because I recommended them. I don't think I could recommend them to anybody else wearing them to Tough Mudder or any other kind of mud run. If you're going through the forest, you're going to do your foot some damage. So it's nice that these have a pretty good sole. It's a nice sturdy sole without being super duper thick. Let's see if I can find you a comparable sole. Alright guys, so I will now show you a comparison of some other shoes that I had considered running Tough Mudder in. Shoes that I've done various off-road runs with. Again, the first shoe that I did Tough Mudder in was a regular gym shoe. It was a Reebok, and it was a cross trainer somehow, but it had these lugs that were like teeth. So the next year I ran in Merrell pace gloves. They were similar to these Scoras. Scoras are very lightweight. They're more anatomical, I believe the word is, in design. They're nice and flexible. The ankle area isn't really thick and confining. It doesn't make your foot feel like it's about to sweat to death. And there's this varied pattern that allows you to grip the ground pretty well. It's a combination of lugs going in and lugs coming out. So I liked running in my Merrell pace gloves year 2. The only problem was if you wash them in the washing machine, they shrunk. So I try not to wash these too often. I believe I've only washed them maybe twice. I'm worried that they're going to shrink, and I haven't seen Score come out with a new pair of shoes in a while. I did Tough Mudder 3 in some Saucony, I believe I did them in Kilkenny's, but just like the Miro Pace gloves, they shrunk. So I went and tried to buy some other Saucony shoes that were cross-country flats. I love cross-country flats because they're nice and thin, super duper thin, lightweight, they're breathable. You can see my finger through this. The Kilkenny's were made out of a fabric, while these are made out of some kind of plasticky mesh. I don't believe these are going to withstand Tough Mudder or any other kind of mud run, but they're really good for trail running. I enjoy them when we go through forests and things. It's nice. I think they're too thin if you're going across pavement from trail to trail, so I was kind of leery of trying to do the Carreras or the Shays, because part of Tough Mudder is on dirt and part of it is in water, part of it is going across pavement. This was in Brooklyn, Michigan. We were at the Metro Speedway, I think it's called. So we had all these different paths that we were on.